The government of Zimbabwe has responded to the challenge of water scarcity, which has adversely affected agricultural productivity in the dryland zones. The policy formulation places emphasis on the need to increase agricultural productivity in the semi-arid zones of the country.
There's several different interventions that we took. One of them, of course, is irrigation development. So in all the regions, we've tried to look at the water bodies. We are blessed with 10,000 water bodies in Zimbabwe, dams of various sizes. And I'm proud to tell you our ministry is also building even more dams. So water harvesting is a critical component in us getting this correct. But it has to be water harvesting with irrigation development. So that's part of it. Irrigation development by itself is not enough. We need to ensure that it's climate smart, because we can't be wasting water either. So our efficiencies with the new technologies that have come in have certainly have taken a leading role.
The Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development is playing a leading role in the education and training of potential farmers and extension workers under the Education 5.0 paradigm. Equally important is the development of appropriate technologies to propel agricultural production and related industries in the dryland zones.
Higher and tertiary education is the core for national development. But this only happens when it's well designed to do the same. In our case, we have ditched the colonial design of our higher education, which was mainly focusing on three missions: teaching, research, and community engagement, which was basically designed to create a worker. We have added to this tripartite mission the innovation and industrialization mandate to universities, which basically means we now have 5 missions. The previous 3-mission model, we call it Education 3.0. This mission that I'm now talking about is Education 5.0. And within this mission, 5 missions, we are saying education is to produce goods and services. That's the ultimate aim of education. The ultimate aim of education is not a gown. A gown is a symbol. It's not a certificate. A certificate is a symbol. The aim of education is to fulfill human needs. It therefore means education is seen in action, not in writing.
The government of Zimbabwe works closely with other international players, such as the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, ICRISAT. ICRISAT is an international non-profit organization that carries out research for development while working closely with farmers and other research institutions in developing integrated technologies and efficient management of land and water resources.
ICRISAT worldwide envisions a prosperous, food secure, and a resilient dryland tropic. Our work in Zimbabwe is guided by a country strategy, and this country strategy has been developed through consultation with national partners. So our work is basically demand-driven. We aim at delivering research that enables farmers to improve food and nutritional security, as well as income and livelihoods, reducing poverty and environmental degradation within the most vulnerable parts of the country in Zimbabwe. That's the semi-arid areas, whose constraints include rainfall variability, changing climates, high temperatures, poor soils, poor infrastructure, poor market linkages. So our work aims at trying to address some of these constraints. We aim at looking at crop improvement. So we are working with introducing suitable crops, sorghum, millet, groundnuts, chickpea and pigeon pea that aim at improving food security, food and nutritional security within the semi-arid areas. So we aim at improving resilience among smallholder farmers through introduction of technologies or climate smart technologies such as conservation agriculture. We look at water management. We look at the climate smart crops.
In an effort to achieve its objectives, ICRISAT works with communities in building the gene bank for various crops that include sorghum, millets, pumpkins, and legumes that are threatened with genetic erosion.
Our gene bank, mainly it's a stores of seed material. There are quite a number of accessions for finger millet, pen millet, sorghum, chickpea and groundnuts. So as you can see here, this is harvested material from the field. So we're now processing or drying it before taking them into our storage facilities. So it's arranged based on trial basis, right? This is this trial is different from that one. So what we do here, we conduct various processes, a gene bank. So first process we serve as a collection mission from farmers, markets, regional, in various places, as well as maybe in other international gene banks. Also collect material from them. So why are we concerned about that? Because we're trying to address issues to do with genetic erosion. Maybe farmers may lose some specific traits, so they can come to us and request for certain traits that they've lost. And even researchers, you are interested in certain traits, so you can always come to us and make a request. We give you the material.
Let us go into real winter.
No, talk of real winter. So this is our cold room, right? We said we have so many accessions of finger millet sorghum, and then they are unique. They are different from each other. So each material is conserved in an aluminum cane, right? So with an accession number. An accession number is just the same as your ID number, right? For identification. So let's say, for instance, maybe savers want to do research on or to find the accession number. This one, you just look at this website database actually, and check the accession number where it is located, and come and collect it from here.
To broaden investment and innovation in the agricultural sector, ICRISAT is working towards improving the uptake of indigenous grains through value addition in an effort to make them more palatable to a wider market.
Right. Breakfast. Right. Wow. These are cornflakes, isn't it? Out of finger millet. Zio. Incredibly unbelievable.
Where can I buy that?
Because
I need a specimen.
Out of Munga.
This looks nice. A cornflakes.
Zio out of Zio.
Agricultural extension workers who operate in all the country's farming districts work with farmers in the drylands to advise them on best practice in crop and livestock management as well as the marketing.
Isubasa redu nderokutraina varimi. Saka mukutraina tinovatraina zvakawanda. Nyaya yevavariri vedu huru ndeyekuita maximize crop production. Pose saka vavariri vedu trainings atinge tichiita kubva pakubhajeta nopakuronga urongwa hwekuti todzvara mbeu dzakadii mwaka uno kana kuti tava kuita gadziriro yomwaka saizvi zvinezvi tiri kuvakurudzira nyaya dzekuti ngavarime pasi pari panyoro. Tiri kuvakurudzira kuti muno munzvimbo ine zvamunopisa itai makomba, kuda muri kunzwa chirongwa chepfumvudza. Tiri kutotangana navo kuti cherai zvefuti makomba zvakare, asi tagara tichingozviita tichikurudzirana navo kuti vaite yatanga tichiti reduce the moisture tillage management, zvokuti vanga vachira makomba iwayo asi vasingaiti setsika yamodifyiwa yavakuita iko zvino yepfumvudza.
In addition to that, some areas unfortunately don't have the dams that we're talking about. So what we've done is we've purposely moved away and we've created what we call a climate smart agriculture, which we are now looking at specific regions. So for example, the presidential input scheme that you knew about is no longer just like how it used to be. We've changed the equation. We're now looking at the regions. We're saying, can maize really be grown in every region in Zimbabwe? Or should we now look at it and say, look, let's bring in traditional grains, for example. Let's bring in legumes into this whole mix. And so what we've done is, as a sweetener even to that, we've brought in a concept called fumvudza. And so this is a precondition to anyone that is going to access presidential input, the scheme. And without you developing this fumvudza plot, unfortunately you can't be considered to be a beneficiary of presidential. So we've taken purposeful shifts.
Sasiqale sesiyapha kumquba kuphela sesenzele ukuthi sifide iwakwani ematsheni laphana inengi kabi, sizabisa la sithathe lo mquba ngale sifake. Xa izulu lingana indlala izahamba, hayi imbuzi idle mina, hayi hawa
siphuma endlaleni ukuthi singasweli izinto zokulima njengoba kunje kuwomile elizweni lakithi kwalasuku la kulanto zokulima inkomo zifile. So kungcono ukuthi sizilimele ngezandla zethu, sebenzisa amakhuba ethu okuhlakula singela nkomo zokulima, sizenzela kancane kancane silima khona phana. Bese sithi enye indima futhi le singafaka umumbu, sesibona sizayithini kumbe singayithengisa eJNB kumbe singadla. Sesifaka enye futhi elingana lalela phambili futhi laphana. Sesifaka futhi amabele. Ukuthi amabele vele kafeyile wasokutheni noma lazula kafeyile amabele akho lana. Sesithi enye futhi sesifaka sunflower. Zibe izindima ezintathu. Bese sibona ukuthi singenza njani. Singaphuma endlaleni. Then emaceni sesifaka ondumba bethu bona bana. Length yakhona length is 39 meters. The width is 16 meters. Then amagoda sesifaka lapha amagoda ayi 52 by 28. Wonke seba 1456 per 39 by 16.
Through a combination of local knowledge and extension services, some communities harvest water and practice conservation agriculture to improve productivity in the dryland zones of Zimbabwe.
Takaona kuti titirarane tishandisa maoko edu. Takaona kuti pane zvinobva tatora tangotorawo zvimapande nokuti titege mvura kuti ive pano apa pagadheni pedu. Mvura yasvika pagadheni pedu isiri kuti pagadheni pedu inotofamba pano toaneka katakangoti regai tichitobatsirana tese vanhu vomuraini tese tiita zvemagadheni zvinokototi zvinoshandira zvino pano ndopokutangira kune pakawanda painosupply ichibatsira vanhu vese vevillage vecommunity vese. Zvatinoita isusu kuti pakubatsirana nevamwe vedu kuti mvura isashotera vamwe isinongo vafura mvura mbijana kudai sezvizvi mvura yedu yofamba ichiendawo pachidhamu chatakachera kuti igowanawo kudirira ichienda kuna vamwe kuti inoshandiswa navamwewo. Ndozvatinoita.
These wetlands, they've got the important function of recharging groundwater as they act as a sponge layer and also purifying and providing clean water for the environment. So traditionally, they have been protected by the local leadership, and also people do understand their function in this system.
nababa tiri kugara tichipokana toisa mufudze wedu wemombe wembudzi matoto hatisi fertilizer mari dzefertilizer hatina saka izvi ndo zvinhu zvatinoita kuti tiwane zvinotipawo mukati mukama kuti tiwane mari dzechigayo mungoziva gore nemvura yakanaya hakuna kunyanya kunaya ndopata kuti tikatikange tiwana zvisadza totengesa dzaredu mumba.
With advances in remote sensing and knowledge of tropical air circulation, the local meteorological department plays an important role in providing seasonal forecasts to guide farmers on the outlook of the agricultural season.
A forecast is rather, it gives you a direction of what is going to be expected in the coming period. So it will then depend, if we are going to say it's a 3-day forecast, this is what we are going to expect in the next 3 days. So it then informs you in terms of the activities that you are going to take. What kind of on-farm activities that you can take if you are a farmer. If it's a long-range forecast, for example, it's a seasonal forecast, it then gives you an idea of what crop varieties can you select, what cropping area are you going to do, and what kind of if it's for the animals, how do you need to manage them, so that at the end of the day you still need to market them, because it's a business, and you then make decisions that are informed on what you are going to expect.
Not to be outdone, local communities practice their own forecasting of agricultural seasons through the use of indigenous knowledge systems. Using age-old tradition to circumvent drought, some communities resort to rain petitioning, commonly known as mukwerera in the local dialect.
Vanhu vanogara munzvimbo yavo vanofanirwa kuistanda veihwisisa. Kana vaihwisisa nzvimbo yavo, zvichireva kuti tinotarisa kubva kumhuka dziri muno mushiri, dzine meaning yadzo, dzine zvadzotibetsera pakuti tindokwanisa kuzosvika pakurima. Tine shiri dzakaita sematendera, unotoziva kuti kana dendera rikarira hatiti mazuva 2-3 mvura isati yanaya. Tine miti, pane zvikonde, mukatarisa icho chipapo icho chikonde icho chotiudza kuti mvura ino ikangobhluma chikaita maruva, totoziva kuti mvura yava padhuze. Saka naizvozvo zvinobva zvatibetsera zvikuru pakuti tirime zvakanaka.
Pari kare taitoziva kuti kana zvinhu zvakadai zviri zvemvura zvatinetsa, kunyangwe tatambobika mutoro, taigona kuti taitoziva kuti pane zvimwe zvatigona kunge takakangasa patakaita mutoro, taibwirudzura kuti taitotapatsva tichiziva kuti sei zvatidai.
Kureva kuti tiri pagadziro yedu yokunorima munana September, tainge totogadzirira kubika doro romutoro rokudaidza mvura kuti inaye.
The role of the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development is central in ensuring productivity of the dryland zones of Southern Africa. While agriculture is the foundation and bastion of any nation, it does depend on the skills and competencies that various institutions are able to impart to their students.
The development of any nation cannot be faster than the development of its higher and tertiary education system. If you see deindustrialization or low levels of industrialization, it must be due to low levels of education. If you see high levels of industrialization and modernization, it should be due to the education, the higher education system. So no nation can develop faster than the development of its education system. That is the role of my ministry in the national development. by using a well-designed education system for enhancing national capability.
Great Zimbabwe University is well situated in the dryland zones of Southern Africa and is ready to play a leading role in increasing agricultural productivity, value addition, and improving the quality of life of ordinary citizens.
Situated as we are in the arid or semi-arid region, we have a responsibility of ensuring food production, ensuring that we feed our people, and ensuring that this university is at the forefront of economic development. That for us is critically important.
The university's various schools offer a wide range of programs that are geared towards improving productivity in the dryland zones of Zimbabwe.
Our teaching is no longer based on content approaches. We have migrated to process approaches, which allow our students to be creative thinkers, not to be imbibers of content who regurgitate what a lot of old people have said. So, in the field of agriculture, we are always guided by that kind of thinking. Some of these ideas are already incubated in our innovation hub and industrial parks.
As the School of Agriculture at Great Zimbabwe University, we reckon that agriculture is the foundation of innovation and industrialization. We run several projects ranging from, or enterprises ranging from livestock production, crop production, apiary, and energy generation. We also have centers of excellence that specialize in traditional grains, small stock, energy generation, ethnopharmacology, ethnoveterinary, and environmental management in partnership with rural communities.
These dryland zones have actually become our natural laboratories. We've got 3 projects that are currently running. The first one is the Herbal Medicines and Indigenous Therapeutic Foods Project in Masvingo District. We collaborate with herbalists and custodians of indigenous small grains to preserve indigenous knowledge through documentation and processing of these herbs. The second one is an art project being run by our art specialists. We are looking at harnessing indigenous trees to process natural dyes that are user-friendly with minimum side effects or irritation on the skin.
We are working with the International Center for Legal Democracy in Drylands district, which is Southern Zimbabwe, to try and make these people participate, come up with initiatives, homegrown initiatives to try and come up with on-farm and off-farm livelihood activities that would try and sustain their lives while living in such kind of drylands.
In commerce, we stand ready to develop enterprises that utilize and add value to dryland resources. We have ongoing concerns in agribusiness and hospitality and tourism. We aim to make all our farming businesses become cost efficient and sustainable by mentoring our farmers in efficient and effective allocation of resources, budgetary controls, competitive pricing, and value addition. To this end, we have helped farmers to make these dryland resources efficient and sustainable. Our strategic thrust is to research and develop requisite skills in the identification and management of cultural and natural heritage. Our goal is to enhance sustainable livelihoods in drylands.
The Department of Research and Innovation is there to incubate and initiate innovations that enhance productivity in dryland zone in collaboration with the various schools at Great Zimbabwe University. together with local communities. So the production and processing of African cereals and variation needs an appropriate technology. Our planned sugarcane production, ethanol plant, as well as the Drylands Research Center are intended to propel economic growth in southern Zimbabwe.
Some of Great Zimbabwe University's students have taken the initiative to be productive in the drylands through the establishment of agro-based projects in the semi-arid zones in Masvingo province.
So, what inspired you to start this project?
Okay, what inspired me is I wanted to empower myself. I wanted to take care of myself. I didn't want to be a burden to my parents or to someone else. So I just saw an opportunity in goats, and it didn't need much money to start. So I just thought, let me start this. So I started with 6 goats. And then my head grew to 21, and from there I was getting orders from hotels, 50 goats, 100 goats. So I was buying and selling goats. So it boosted my head. So roughly I sold almost 300 goats, and currently I have 134 goats.
One of the most important things that a university must do is to sanitize the mind of students before they leave, so that their idea and concept of work is different. At Great Zimbabwe University, we teach our students that wealth and money is found in the soil, is found in the animals, is found in the kind of work that other people don't like to handle. Now, look at this young girl, bright, pretty. She has left the lights, the city lights, and she has said, I want to stand out as an entrepreneur. I want to demonstrate that women can do it. And because of that, and because of the way that she is advertising the university, both council, university council, and ourselves decided that we will enlarge her head, of course, by giving her some Kalaharian and Boer goats. And this will be coming her way. We have already sited a borehole for her, and we will be bringing someone to come and drill the borehole because she needs water. Where there is a mind that's bright, it must be energized so that it shines even brighter. So we want in good time for her former colleagues to come and see what good work and commitment can produce.
Drylands are zones of opportunities. They have sustained lives in the past, supported pre-colonial civilizations, and supported various cultures and communities. While others see opportunities in them, others see them as zones to be avoided, to run away from, presumably to greener pastures elsewhere. Interestingly, they still come back to Drylands. They still come back home.
Take back the land, yeah. Take back the land, yeah. Take back the land, yeah. Take back the land.